So this is a screenshot of a video by Dr. K, Healthy Gamer GG. And the title of the video is The Harsh Reality of Women's Attraction. And the prompt here for the video is a poll done on Twitter, and it's showing a before and after picture of a guy. And the before picture is a normal guy. The after picture is a guy with 0% body fat posing like a bodybuilder. And the trick here is that men preferred the bodybuilder and females preferred the opposite. And Dr. K is going to give us the harsh reality of women's attraction. And I haven't watched the video, but I'm pretty sure Dr. K is going to give you the self-help perspective. So I'm going to give you the WeHelp perspective. And I want to talk about two things. Okay? But both of those things are, when we say the harsh reality of women's attraction, what we're talking about is the genetic programming. So we're thinking about evolution, right? How are we designed? What are we genetically programmed to think and look for? So, so with the WeHelp perspective, we're going to look at how evolution designed us. Well, evolution did not design us individually, which is pretty obvious because there's males and females. So you can think at least evolution designed that unit of two people. Well, truth is, evolution designed the group, the tribe. So a million years ago, we lived in a tribe. We lived and died as a tribe. So from the WeHelp perspective, we're looking at evolution and we're looking at our genetic programming. There's two things I want to talk about. The first, just briefly, there's a study done by Brown. The study was done on pre-verbal infants. So if you want to look at genetic programming, then you look at a pre-verbal infant, right? They can't talk, they can't think, so they're not thinking rationally like we do. You're going to get their genetic programming. And the study found that infants prefer to be around people that they see helping others. So infants prefer to be around we helpers. In fact, all humans are genetically programmed to prefer to be around people they see helping others. So why in particular would an infant need this? Well, the answer comes from the book Mothers and Others by Sarah Hrdy. And in that book, she says, human babies are not just raised by the mother, they are raised by the tribe. This is unique. So most apes, the babies are raised by the mother. They're born, they cling to the mother takes care of them throughout infancy. Well, with humans and a few other species, the babies are actually raised by the tribe. And so the babies are genetically programmed to prefer to be around we helpers because that's a survival advantage. Right? If the tribe's going to be taking care of you, not just the mother, then you want to be around helpful people. Right? You don't want to be around the guy that's going to drop you on your head. You don't want to be around the guy that's going to run away from a predator and drop you on the ground. Right? You want to be around the guy that's going to feed you and take care of you. So we all have this inbuilt tendency to prefer to be around we helpers. And there's another interesting study about this. So in the book, Mothers and Others, we also find this idea. All right, now, before I talk about it, let's just say one thing. So why did we evolve to be this way? And the answer is it allows us to outbreed other species. So if the child is raised by the tribe, the mother can have children much faster, right? Because she's not stuck caring for them by herself. Okay. So there's an aspect of this that is very interesting. When the baby is raised by the tribe, these species where this is the case, humans, marmosets, and I think there's one other species. There are only species of ape where the mother will kill the child, which is a pretty heavy thing. So what's going on? They did a study, and they took marmosets, which are like humans, and they gave them all of the resources. Right? They had all the food, the safety, no predators, right? No threats at all. The baby's going to be, healthy, happy. But the mothers were isolated from the tribe, and those mothers would kill the child. So what's happening is, because the child is raised by the tribe, the mother is looking for social connection to the tribe. The mother's looking for the tribe. So we have two things here. The mother is looking for a we helper. And the mother is looking for not just a father to raise the child, but looking for a tribe that will raise the child. So they're evaluating their own social connection to the group. So to me, when we look at this picture of this male, a normal looking male with normal body fat levels versus a bodybuilder with no body fat at all, the answer to why women prefer the first guy versus the second is so unbelievably obvious to me. Okay? The second guy, the bodybuilder, the one posing like a bodybuilder in the gym, that guy is a nerd. Right? That picture is showing a guy that is not socially connected. He's spending all his time in the gym, right? Thinking about himself and how he looks. The other guy, right, is just a normal dude. Doesn't spend all his time in the gym. It's that easy. Okay? And that the implications of that are the first guy is more socially connected than the other guy. Right? You don't want to be around the nerd because he doesn't have any friends. He doesn't have a tribe. Right? And he's not going to be spending time with you because he's going to be spending all his time with his nerd things, whether it's being a nerd at the gym or being a nerd about whatever thing guys get into. So to me, it's dead obvious. From the WeHelp perspective, we're looking for social connection. It's that simple. Our children are raised by the tribe. And I think this WeHelp perspective has profound implications on how we think about each other and how we think about the woman and man that we marry. Because we're marrying and looking for a tribe, right? It's not just about each other. So I think that's the WeHelp perspective here. So I didn't show you the before and after picture. The link to Dr. K's video is in the description. If you want to see the guy, go check out the video. I love it. Please, please, please check out the video and come back here and let me know what you think. Did Dr. K give the self-help perspective? What was the harsh reality of woman's attraction? And what did you think of it versus the WeHelp perspective? I think the title's kind of silly, right? There's no harsh reality here. It's we all want to be around WeHelpers, right? We all want to be in a tribe. All right, thanks, guys.